can't give away early rounds in this fight like he has with some other fighters.
I don't pay attention to that. Yeah. Guess what? Sparring and fight is two different things. And y'all know how we carry it. Guess what? You can't make no mistakes from 1 to 12.
Why do you think Gervonta decided not to show up? He said something about the promotion. He's not liking it.
Again, that's Gervonta. You know what I'm saying? Gervonta, how many times y'all heard? Nah, I mean, I don't train for knockouts. I don't train for knockouts. I can train for punch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you see a joker get knocked out. Lucky punch. I can see the punch. Don't remember nothing. You whoop him. Yeah, I remember that fight, man. That was the hardest fight I had.
I need you to push his button because I haven't seen it yet. I know what's under this hood, and they ain't been pushed yet.
Bro, you gotta stop doing your fast. We've been doing this for years. That night, I look at all the fights. I know what he coming to do, and y'all know what he coming to do. But y'all don't know. We have history. Everybody should turn this distance. I know.
Although Gervonta Davis remained notably silent, it was his coach Calvin Ford who grabbed the spotlight, taking verbal jabs at Lamont Roach during their recently held press event. Davis's calm and minimal response is often just a single word caught. Many off guard. Some believed he was intentionally avoiding distractions and staying mentally locked in as he prepares for the upcoming fight.
We can't wait to see Kenny here. All is here. You know, everybody was putting that energy in the air.
Which I used to be behind doors, now it's in the light.
This was a rare side of Tank, quite unlike the version known for agitating and taunting opponents at press conferences, with Tank staying silent. Lamont Roach mirrored his calmness and remained composed as well. Still, Roach responded when necessary, maintaining a serious tone throughout the event. That composed mood continued to linger, at least until Calvin Ford finally took hold of the microphone.
I mean, I can't speak on what I've seen, but the fight will be different.
Right, because you could strategize and do different things.
Yeah, it'll be different.
What do you feel like Lamont Roach is really good in? Like, do you feel like his inside game is probably like underrated? What do you feel like his best attribute is?
In an unexpected twist during the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach Jr. rematch press conference, Coach Calvin Ford seized the moment to express his displeasure toward Roach, criticizing his behavior and conduct following their initial fight.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter, hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know.
Ford voiced his frustration over Roach's behavior and statements, pointing out how Roach continued appearing on various shows and podcasts, claiming victory in a bout. That Ford insists Gervonta Davis won decisively. According to Ford, the friction between him and Roach has been growing steadily, as he's taken offense to Roach's ongoing conduct and comments about his fighter.
I want to be just like Tank. Because we going to put that work in. Darn. I've been friends for years.
Just did. He got off the canvas one. It ain't about the dub with me. It's about you got that will against will. I don't know. I know I can. I ain't pushed no buttons with Tank yet. I came from a different beast.
He repeatedly emphasized that Roach was never on the same level as Gervonta Davis, even back in their amateur days, and that any spotlight he enjoys now is only because Tank gave him the chance. At the press conference, Ford unleashed a barrage of criticism, accusing Roach of disrespecting boxing's biggest name. Roach, clearly caught off guard by Ford's remarks, tried to defend his stance, but Ford stayed aggressive. His accusations largely focused on Roach's recent controversies, especially the hotly debated outcome of his first encounter with Davis, which still sparks disagreement among fans and analysts.
Gervonta Tank Davis just been released to the public. You know now, December 14th, Houston, Texas, he's going to be facing a very tough opponent in Lamont Roach. Can you tell us a little bit about the history between them two?
Oh man, they've been knowing each other from the amateurs, silver gloves, everything. They grew up actually together, you know. Roach and him, back and forth battles and whatnot. It's gonna be a pretty interesting fight, you know what I'm saying? Because Roach he come to fight. And I think it's a great fight, everybody.
Ford feels that Roach's behavior, his tweets and public remarks, has drawn unwanted criticism and mockery toward Tank within the boxing world. Ford delivered a strong warning to Roach. His disrespect would be met with a brutal defeat come fight night. He promised that the real Tank would arrive and dominate. The heated back and forth between Ford and Roach added more intensity to an already much hyped press conference.
Here now, he watched him and said, boom, and I see the light Tank. You know, I just can't wait to see all of that coming together. Fight night.
The Davis versus Roach rematch is anticipated to be a fierce, evenly matched clash, with both boxers eager to solidify their place atop the lightweight division. Yet, it was Calvin Ford's bold statement that grabbed attention, casting shadows over Roach's reputation and sense of sportsmanship. Roach tried to dismiss the remarks, but it was evident they got under his skin as fight night nears. The friction between Ford and Roach is expected to intensify. Ford's outburst has triggered a fiery discussion across the boxing scene, with fans and fellow fighters openly weighing in on the matter.
Do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same, and that's what people get it messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight, a whole lot. And I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have steamrolled. Don't get that misconstrued.
Roach's reaction to Ford's remarks will reveal a lot, and only time will tell how he manages the added mental weight ahead of his clash with Davis. Meanwhile, Davis's camp remains fully confident in his skills and has boldly predicted a dominant outing against Roach. The big question now is whether Davis can deliver on the expectations and thrill the fans. Interestingly, Lamont Roach isn't someone easily shaken or intimidated by Ford. Previously, Roach had pushed back against claims that Tank wasn't at his peak during their initial bout.
But right now, like he said, we got to rumble. We got to rumble, so it don't matter to me right now. And I'm going to take full advantage of that because it's like he got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Or he losing this fire. Like, Like, I don't know if y'all seen the last press conference. When I got up on him, towards the end, you know, he was getting this, you know what I'm saying? He was getting it back. I told him, I said, oh, there that fire go right there. That's what I want to fight the best. I want to fight the best version of him.
You want the best version of Tank?
Yeah, for sure.
Following the fight, many fans began to suggest that Davis, who came in as the favorite against Roach, might have been overrated based on how things unfolded. Still, few are more qualified to weigh in on that debate than Roach himself, who went the full 12 rounds with Davis. During his appearance on the March 18th episode of the It Is What It Is podcast, Roach took the opportunity to clarify his stance and set the record straight about whether or not he personally believes Gervonta Davis is overrated.
Personally. Nas, you got anything else from Lamont?
Yo, last question. I just want to know, how has your life changed since the fight, man? You know, obviously we follow each other on social media. I see your followers went up, all of the other stuff kind of going up. How has things changed for you since the fight has happened?
Bruh, literally overnight, it changed. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I got walking around with security. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I walk around with my peoples. Like, it's crazy. I can't do the same stuff that I used to do.
I definitely want everyone to understand that he brought his A game that night. I'm telling you that with full confidence, Roach said. Just because he didn't meet the hype people expected doesn't mean he had a poor performance. Now people are calling him overrated or trash, but he's a solid fighter. While I was in the ring, I kept thinking, I have to step it up. He didn't lose any credit in my eyes. That's what made the fight great, he added. And so, both Davis and Roach will get their chance to prove who's better in the upcoming rematch.
Like, I can't go to the grocery store. I can't go nowhere, bro. Like, I can't do nothing. And it's crazy. Like, it's just crazy because I know that that's what this come with if I get to the level that I'm supposed to be. But when it really happened to you, like, you sit back and look at it like, damn, like, this really happened.
As expected, Coach Calvin Ford has a history of pressuring Tank's opponents. Even during Tank's previous bout against the Detroit fighter, Ford took charge in Davis's absence, making statements that unsettled the opponent. That's psychological. Ange may have played a role in the eventual 8th round knockout loss, suffered by the boxer from Detroit.
So everything is good with Calvin because it's the first time he's not the head trainer in a while.
Yeah, for sure. Calvin, again, I said Calvin is pop. You know what I mean? He will always be around. You know what I mean? So, that's pop, like I said. So he'll always be there. It's without Calvin, it wouldn't be no me. You know what I mean? Because at first, when I came into the
He said that observing Davis in training camp is almost frightening due to his performance and the maturity he's showing. Once he steps into the ring, he'll damage Frank Martin. Ford mentioned how Davis absorbs conversations and stays laser focused. In an interview with Fight Hype, Coach Calvin Ford advised fans not to overanalyze Davis's absence from recent media appearances.
Oh, watching them in camp, it scares me. You know what I'm saying? Because the things that he's doing and his maturity of, how would you say them great?
I want to say sorry to the fans, Ford began, dampening the excitement that had been building for nearly 90 minutes after the scheduled start time. He can't be here right now because he's been held up, but believe me, he'll make it right come fight night. Trust what I'm telling you, you don't want to miss the show he's about to deliver. Speaking to the crowd, he added, "How long have y'all known Tank? I used to doubt him the same way, but I stopped. Now, I just let him be, because that's what makes Tank who he is. I don't always know what's going on with his body. Don't you'll sometimes have days when you just don't feel like working?" As they prepared to go global, Ford was asked if Davis would show up at the presser. He responded with hope and positivity.
A press conference. Let's look at history. Let's look at his stats. So again, but how many times y'all came here? Y'all, he did. One time he did show up. One time.
I've never seen Tank skip a press conference before. Just check the history. Check the numbers. In closing, Calvin Ford issued a stern warning to Tank's opponent, speaking on behalf of the missing Gervonta Davis and delivering a clear message.
And for the fans, due to conspiracy theories, there's no concerns,
No, we great. We great. Trust me. Y'all want y'all guy to come out and put on that show for y'all. Trust me.
We're back at it. This has been a long time coming, Ford said, referring to Davis's return to action after a 14-month break. Our goal is to deliver a top-tier performance, especially for the fans. Despite that, many observers felt Roach had done enough to secure a clear win and hand Davis his first pro defeat, notably when Davis wasn't penalized for going down on one knee. In round 9, a moment that should have scored 10-8 for Roach, but was marked 10-9 for Davis. Many argued it gave him an undeserved outcome that didn't reflect the actual fight. Lamont Roach confidently told his interviewers that discussions about an immediate rematch were gaining momentum on the podcast. He made it clear he wants Willis completely out of the picture. For the next bout, no way he can't be involved. Again, Roach stated, "Just look at how many times he botched that fight." The knee, him heading to the corner for help. I'm not accusing anyone of cheating, but the coach wiped his face with a towel. That's not allowed. That's grounds for disqualification. You can't do that. He turned away from the ref after taking a knee. Usually, the ref says, "You're done. Fight's over."
Gervonta Davis. Truthfully speaking, it wasn't really hard to focus. I've been an underdog before, obviously not a huge underdog, but when you go back to the Jamel fight, world title fight, I was an underdog. When you go back to the Hector fight, I was an underdog. Very disrespectful underdog, honestly. So now when we get here to the Tank fight, it's just like, all right, here we go again. I feel like when my back is against the wall or against the ropes, it's like, it's time to show up.
Roach's request to the New York State Athletic Commission to overturn the result was denied. Still, both camps confirmed a rematch was in the works, with reports hinting at a potential late June date. Roach said, "I'ma tell you right now, I'm signed and sealed. We're just waiting on the other side. That's it." But things took a turn when Roach's camp pushed for another official review. Although their intention was to secure the rematch regardless, their move unintentionally caused delays Ironically, this slowed the process they were hoping to speed up. While the March 1st bout between Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach didn't have major buzz beforehand, it's become the central topic across the boxing world in the weeks and days following the controversial outcome.
Cards. Judge at the ringside, Eric Marlinsky scores it on 115 to 113 in favor of Gervonta Davis. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both scored the bout 114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
This stemmed from the highly debated 9th round, where Davis took a knee, walked to his corner asking for a towel to wipe his face, and then rejoined the action all without facing any penalty. From referee Steve Willis, sparking frustration and widespread criticism.
You're now officially moving up to 35?
I mean, we gonna see. I mean, like, so I'm gonna be the champ at both ways.
Right.
And if there's no opportunity to unify at 35, I want to unify at 30. I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen.
The fight was eventually scored a majority draw, setting the stage for a highly anticipated rematch between these two lightweight contenders. Davis had entered the ring as a massive favorite, with many labeling him one of the sport's most dangerous pound-for-pound punchers who would easily land on Roach and end it quickly. That prediction, however, didn't come true. Now that the dust has settled, fans are starting to question whether Davis has been overrated and whether Roach exposed his weaknesses. Rising WBO lightweight champion Keyshawn Davis, who holds a 13-0 professional record with 9 knockouts and shares no relation to Gervonta Davis, recently spoke on the Porterway podcast, weighing in on the debate and offering his take on whether Roach really exposed Tank.
That's a generous call from Roach. Did he not take a knee? Not take the mouthpiece to come out. And that's right there. Here comes Davis. Davis exploding. And Roach took the shots and fired back some of his own. Short left hand from Roach. Counter right hand lands by the challenger. Davis misses with the left of Roach. Check right hand in round 10, where Roach has landed 8 of 26.
I don't believe Tank was exposed, said Keyshawn Davis. I just think Lamont performed better than people gave him credit for. Lamont's got real skills, I said before I thought Tank would knock him out, but he proved me wrong. Lamont's definitely more talented than we assumed. Still, I don't think Tank was exposed or anything like that. Credit to Keyshawn Davis for not piling on Tank during a rough moment, unlike many others in the boxing world who were quick to criticize.
That fight that they had was a phenomenal fight. That joint was like one of the fights, I feel like could be one of the fights of the year. Yeah. High level, skill level, 2 boxers in there, but still trying to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a hell of a fight. You know what I'm saying? And I understand a fight like that because I fight how they was fighting. I just feel like I do a better job at it.
Okay.
In the bout, Gervonta Tank Davis stepped into the Barclays Center to defend his WBA lightweight title against Lamont Roach Jr. in a clash many expected would favor Tank. And while he ultimately had his hand raised, what truly drew attention was the alleged bias that, in the eyes of many, denied Roach a deserved victory.
Whoever wins that is number 3 for me. That's how I feel.
Sauce Walker was just here the other day.
Yeah.
I asked him what he thought about the fight. He's a huge boxer fan. You know that?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Huge boxer fan. He knows how to box too. He knows how to throw his hands.
He showed me some videos.
Yeah, he said,
I
want to see that.
Yeah.
I said, what do you think happened? He said, he said Roach won convincingly.
Yeah.
He said he said, I don't care about the knee. He goes, but I'm gonna tell you what. If I were Roach, I ain't doing the rematch.
It's important to note that Roach began outplaying Davis, using his own strategy right from the opening bell. Tank, who typically stays patient early on to read his opponents, encountered a similarly cautious Roach, landing fewer than 8 punches across the initial rounds. It wasn't until the 6th round that Tank managed to land 11 punches, finally finding some rhythm.
So frustrated with other parts of his life that it's hard for him to use all of it inside the ring. So I think therapy helped.
Is it a similar fight or is it completely different now that both have had time with each other in 12 rounds?
It depends on who make the most adjustments.
They usually say the rematch favors the boxer. Who would be the boxer in this?
Hell, they both were some boxers, but you know, Tank is a knockout puncher. He can win, he can lose 3-4 rounds.
That's with 217 seconds left on the clock and Roach pressing forward with 3 straight attacks. Davis suddenly veered to his right, took a knee in a strange sequence, then walked to his corner, where someone quickly wiped his face with a towel. The coach, just as confused as the commentators and crowd, asked aloud, "What's going on?" Man, typically, taking a knee is ruled a knockdown, but in Davis's case, referee Steve Willis didn't call it. The final outcome, a majority draw scored 115 to 113, 114 to 114, 114 to 114. Tank's perfect record, now a 3-1-0-1. Was Blemish Tan, a frustrated boxing community, was left demanding answers. Davis, however, later offered an explanation for his controversial actions, saying, "I just got my hair done 2 days ago," speaking to a crowd of overwhelmed 900 that showered him with boos. Davis continued, "She put grease in my hair, so when I started sweating, the grease ran down into my eyes and it burned. These are real facts. Just look at my hair. I literally just had it done." He added, "But it's all good, man. They love you, then hate you, and then love you all over again."
But he gonna knock your ass the hell out. You gonna get caught. He caught Lamont, but Lamont didn't go nowhere. So I favor the boxer. In most of my fights, girls have been stronger than me, and I'm the better boxer, and I've always favored myself. So I guess I favor Lamont Roach in the rematch.
All right, Clarissa, any parting words? Anything you want to say? This is
how many rematches that you fought?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, it's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder if that didn't give me the win. And I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he's got some more gives?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gives, but I fought the best Gervonta that night.
My bet cashed tonight's hand for those unfamiliar with boxing. The fight played out exactly how I had envisioned. Thanks to Ford's unwavering dedication to coaching, many of his trainees have grown into standout athletes, helping to breathe new life into Baltimore's boxing scene. This success stems from Ford's core coaching values, grit, persistence, and an unyielding drive for greatness. Fascinatingly, his personal journey even inspired the character Dennis Cuddy Wise on the acclaimed TV series The Wire, underscoring his influence both in and out of the ring. Ford's approach emphasizes discipline and emotional strength, giving structure and direction to those who need it most. His passion for nurturing young fighters and changing lives is the cornerstone of his legacy, showing just how deeply one person can impact an entire community.
I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter, hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor.
Nice right uppercut, left hook. Oh, another right hand, another right left by Roach. Davis fighting on even terms here in the 11th. Both of them have landed same amount of punches. Roach still talking to Tank. And Davis eats the body shot. And another left hook upstairs, right hand, left. Oh, but there's a counter left from Davis.
The decision is a majority draw.
I let the reactions speak for themselves.
Describe the knockout to me, because it looked so crazy on the video.
Dude, I gotta see it. I gotta.
You didn't see it?
I seen it, but you know, it's a lot going on.
Hold on, Lord, you happen to have the knockout?
Facing adversity isn't easy, and being a symbol of hope isn't for everyone but for Calvin Ford. It's just business as usual. What's your take on the upcoming rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach? How do you feel about Coach Calvin? Ford's fiery remarks. Share your opinions in the comments below. that wraps things up for now. For the latest boxing updates, highlights, moments, and breaking news, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to enable notifications so you never miss out on quality content like this.